Okay, so let us do some offline discussion. So last day we were doing nested for loop. We have started with nested for loop, but we need to discuss nested for loop today in details. Then we will go back to the session where we left. Okay. Can you all see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 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 So 1 second. Okay, so let us start. You can see here, all of you can see the screen, hopefully. We have taken nested for loop, right? Can you understand the meaning of nested for loop? One for loop is nested by other for loop. Can you all see the screen? No, I can't.
No, ma'am.
Okay,
No, ma'am.
1 second. Okay. So can you all see now?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's
Yes.
Ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So you can see here that in this screen we have taken two for loops. Okay. One for loop started with I equals to 0, I less than 2, less than equals to 2, and I plus plus. Okay. And after that we have taken one more for loop that is starting with j equals to 0, j less than 2, and j plus plus. Okay, so in this second for loop where we have taken j, I'm as of now removing this, where we have taken j is nested by first for loop. Is this much concept clear for all of us? That second for loop, this is my second for loop, this is nested one. This is nested one. Clear? And it is nested by which one? Nested by, this is nested by first for loop. Is it clear? Yes? All of you, is it clear? First for loop. This is first for loop, which is nesting second for loop, which is giving shelter to next for loop. So nested one is which one? Second one, which starts with j equals to 0. Is it clear? Only the concept that one is under second one is under first one, which is called nested for loop. Is this much clear?
Yes.
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
So, okay, very good. So how this for loop works? I am writing here, but before we execute, I will remove this. Before we execute, I will remove this part. As I need to allow, so I cannot keep the full screen all the time. Let everyone join. Okay. So are you able to see the screen in this situation? Are you able to
Yes.
see?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So here, can you tell me how what output we are going to get and how this for loop we are going to this for loop is going to be executed. Okay. So first I will be initialized to 0. Is it clear for all? Now what we used to do for I equals to 0, whatever is there inside should be executed. Okay. I have not given bracket. Now I will first give the bracket to make the understanding clear. I have given a bracket, it means the second for loop is under first for loop. Now I am closing the bracket. I am closing the bracket of first for loop here. Okay, so what I have this second for loop nested by first for loop. So according to the rule of for loop, what will happen is with I equals to 0, control will enter inside. But after entering inside, what is there? There is another for loop. Okay, so in that for loop, so this for loop will start executing. So j equals to will be 0. Now, when j equals to 0, what we are doing? We are printing the value of I and j. So what is the value of I as of now to be printed? It must be 0. And what is the value of j at present? It should be 0. Tell me your understanding, my dear children. This much is understandable?
Yes, ma'am. Understandable.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
For I equals to 1, first iteration output is 0, 0. Now, the point is where the control will go. See, this is one for loop, j for loop started. So, until and unless the for loop of j, that is our nested for loop, is not completed, control cannot go outside, because you know for I equals to 0, inner part must be completed, then only I value should be incremented by 1. But inside for loop is not yet completed, because j value should be increased. So j will become 1. J will become 1. So at this situation, j is less than
Ma'am,
2
can you-
because yes. Moment you will lose the track, please interact and ask. I was 0. We have entered inside. J is 0. Okay. So with j equals to 0, we are checking terminating condition. J is 0, 0 less than 2. So we have printed the value of I and j, which is 0 and 0. Now, this inner for loop, when it will be completed, if it was just a printf statement, we would have printed and gone to the outside for loop. But in this case, we won't be moving to the outside for loop, because inside for loop is not yet completed, because j equals to 0 and j, with 0 less than 2 we have entered. Now j will be equals to 1, and as 1 is less than 2 is true, so terminating condition for inner loop is true. So once again this printf statement will be executed with I value 0, it remains same, and j value equals to 1. Check this much is understandable or not. So your second output from this will be, second iteration for loop will be 0, 1. Is it understandable by everyone?
Ma'am, in the
Yes,
second
Shyam?
case,
Second.
Ma'am, please repeat, ma'am.
Yes, obviously, Shreya. Okay. See, first output 0, 0 is clear, Shreya, Shayan? First output 0, 0 is clear? Yes. When you are inside this for loop, you imagine this is not there now. Suppose this is not there. You have entered with I equals to 0. You have entered inside. Now you forget it. You forget I loop. This is freshly, you see this. This is, you are inside the bracket. So you freshly see one for loop is there. So what will be the output of this for loop, you tell me? I was 0. You say this is I is a constant value 0. Suppose you have initialized I equals to 0. So what would you would have got as output of the inner for loop? Just make it clear. What output you would have got from only inner for loop? J equals to 0. So if I am not printing I also, what will be the j value for the first time? What will be the j value for the first time? Tell me.
For the first time, 0.
First time j value is 0. Second time when inner for loop is executing, at that time j value must be, j value will become 1. Is it clear? Neglect first for loop.
Okay.
J value will become 1. Shayan, Shreya, yes? Okay. Now when j value is equals to 1, so only concentrate on j value. So first time j value is 0. Second time j value will be equals to 1. Suppose if I am changing this, suppose this I am changing to 3. So again j will be incremented to 2. So 2 is less than 3. So third iteration j value will be 2. Is this much clear? If I am only concentrating on j, is this much clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you have a nested for loop. So with I equals to 0, you have entered inside. Now for when you are inside, j will be executing, that j for loop will be executing 3 times, because j0 for first time, j1 second time, j2 third time, then j will be 3. 3 is not less than 3. So you will be terminating from this for loop. This for loop will be over. So j3 values you are printing. Now at this situation, you just think, just go one step behind. Which value of I you have taken when you have entered inside this for loop, inside this bracket? You had the value of I value equals to 0. Okay. And you are printing here I and j both. So I value will be printed along with j. Again, when you are printing, j value became 1. But you are along with that printing I value. I value is not yet changed. So I remains same, that is 0. Again, when you are printing ij, we have not come out of j. So I value remains same, that is 0. So for I equals to 0, we have printed all the values of j, which we have seen individually, what value j loop only alone would have generated, that is 0, 1, 2. And as I am printing ij together, so along with 0 value as I, 0, 1, 2 as j will be printed. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this completely clear? Okay. So 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2 printed. Now j loop is terminated. J loop is terminated. J terminated means you have gone out of this. So out of this, when you have gone, I is over now. No, I is not over. I still has to complete. Whenever you have a loop, that loop should be completed. So I value will be incremented now. I value will be incremented now to 1. When I is incremented to 1, immediately it will check the terminating condition. So 1 is lesser equals to 2. So when 1 is lesser equals to 2, what will happen? If you had only a single printf, control would have entered inside the bracket. Control would have entered inside the bracket. So I equals to 1, control will enter inside. Is it clear for all of us? With I equals to 1, control should enter inside the loop. Is it clear for all of us?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So when it will enter inside, the second for nested for loop, like within the bracket, again j will be initialized to 0. So j value, again 3 j values will be generated, that is 0, 1 and 2, because j value is 0 first. Then j will be increment, j will be checked with 3, yes it is less. So 0 will be printed, now j will be 1. 1 is less than 3, so 1 will be printed and 2 also will be printed. But at that time, what was the value of I? Value of I when we entered inside, when we started executing j once again, that means value of I equals to 1. At that time, obviously value of I is 1. So here also it will be 1, here also it will be 1, and here also it will be 1. So if we summarize this, what we get, like common, you have to always think. See, inner for loop will be executing as usual, like j equals to 0 up to terminating condition. But for that, for first iteration, I value will remain constant. That is the first value of I. So j will be completely executed. So j value will vary, whereas I value will be fixed. So first time I was fixed to 0. Second time, when J loop got completely executed, you have gone outside, control has gone outside, I became 1. So I remains constant with I1 value. We have entered inside and we have printed the J value starting from 0 to 2. Okay, so 0, 1, 2 as J and 1, 1, 1, all the 3 times 1 as I got printed. Do we have any doubt? Please tell me.
Ma'am, here in this kind of nested loop, here J's value remains same all time.
No, J value did not remain same all time. Yes, J value remains same all the time. What you are obviously, because see, same J loop you are executing for I value equals to 0 also, which J loop you are executing. For I value equals to 1 also, the same J loop you are executing. If I value can be, yes, here I value can be again will become 2. So for that also you are executing the same J value. So obviously you are absolutely correct. J value will remain always same, that is 0, 1 and 2. But for that I value is changing, because when I is 0 you have executed J whole loop once. Then when I is 1 again you have executed, when I is 2 again you have executed. J remains same where I changes, and I remains same when J changes. I remains same for one set of J value. J completed, I value increased, J remains same, again I value increased, J remains same. Okay, so what will be the output for the next time? The next time output will be I will be equals to 2, J as you said, J remains same. You can understand the matrix now properly. So again J will become 1, I will remain same, that is constant value for this time execution, and this will become 2. Now if you execute for some 2-3 iteration, you can understand, see J value remains same, 0, here 1, here 2. But what changes with column is I value. J remains same in column, whereas J remains same column wise and I remains same row wise. Row column as of now no need to understand, but if you analyze this you can infer this, you can conclude this. You see the output and realize whether you are completely clear with that or not. All of you.
Clear, ma'am.
For all, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear.
Okay. So we will, because for loop, I told you most of that twisted question, easy and simple question will be asked from for loop. In interview MCQ, all of you are aware that for attending interview, you need to clear the written round. In written round, you will be having MCQs, multiple choice questions. In that, they will be giving kind of for loop, like it will not be so simple. They will change this increment, decrement, terminating condition. They will be obviously giving you some nested. They may give some nested condition. They will give different kind of print within terms of I and J, and they will ask you to write the output. Options will be provided, but you need to analyze that answer. Okay, let us compile this and you see the output first. So in this, see here, now I equals to 0, J 0, I remains same, J 1, I remains same, J 2. Okay, I equals to 1 3 times, for that J is 0 1 2, I equals to 2 3 times, for that 0 1 2. Is it understandable?
Yes.
See the output,
Yes, ma'am.
all of you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can you
Ma'am, can you show
Yes.
the output one?
Yes, obviously. Want to see the output, right? Yes. See the output. One second, it has gone beyond. 1 second. it is going beyond. 1 second. Check it. Actually, it is not the same one. It is not the same one. I didn't save that. So it is the, okay, I will show you the program once. See, it is same what I have done. Okay, I will, what was the value? Can you tell me? I will change it accordingly. What value?
J less than 3.
J less than or less than equal to it was?
Less than.
Only less
J.
than was there? Okay, okay. Less than 3 we gave, and here what we gave? 3 only. We gave
Ma'am,
only
J less than 3 or I less than equals to 2.
Okay, okay. It is anything you can see, but as you have just now got, you have just now seen, so I thought of giving same. No other thing. Okay. So, no, previous output is coming. Okay, you get used to it. That previous one is again coming. Okay, you see here. Can you tell me now what will be the output of this? What will be the, I don't know why. Again, I need to close. You try to understand this and you tell me. You try to understand this previous one and you tell me. 1 second. It was okay. Can you tell me what will be the input for this? What input I should give for that? You tell me. Then you will be understanding better. I equals to 0. Yes. Tell me.
I equals to 0, I greater than is equal to 2, I plus plus, and for and for j is equal to 0, it would be j greater than is equal
Here you tell me. I equals to
2, and here
2 means I will remove that equals to.
no, I equals to 2. Equals to 2. If okay.
Equals to I cannot give because it will only work for, okay, very good thing you told. If I give here I equals to 2 means what will happen? When only I equals to 2, it will work out. Okay, so we cannot specify. We have to give a range. We have to give a range like I less than 2.
Then
So yes.
In that way. Okay, so if you want to remove that equal to, you can write 3, like I less than 3.
I
Then
less
here-
than 3. Yeah.
And here it's okay, and by this we would get that output that you have seen.
Okay. Don't know, I'm saving. Okay, wait, I will just compile once. See, now it is coming. 0. This is 0, 1, 2. I value equals to 0, 1, 2. And j value equals to 0, 1 and 2. So, what you are getting now is what you did. Okay, you see now. Who wanted to see? You see now. 0, I value was 0, 0, 0. J was, I think I have not saved it or I didn't compile it. So, it was coming again and again. Okay, now forget everything. Whatever you have seen while understanding, you are getting the same, you are giving the same input and getting same output. So, I 3 times 0. J remains 0, 1, 2. Like I remains 0. For that j was 0, 1 and 2. Again I remains same, that is 1, and j is 0, 1, 2. Then I equals to 2 3 times until and unless j is terminating, and j will be terminating after third values, so 0, 1 and 2. Can you all see the output?
Yes.
Someone of you wanted to see the output. Are you able to see the output and understand?
Understand.
Okay. Okay. So you can again you can see I value 0, 1 and 2, 3 values, and j value how many? 0, 1 and 2. So for I0, j 0, 1, 2. For I1, j 0, 1, 2. For I2, j 0, 1, 2. Okay. So this much nested thing is clearly understandable.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I will do one thing. Okay, this is one more thing I will tell you. Okay. Have you seen the programs? Have you gone through any interview questions yet? Have you gone through any interview questions? See, you may feel it is too early, but no, it is not too early to see this. Okay, it is not at all too early. Can you see one thing? When we have used getch, we have got the output immediately. We did not go to Windows and we did not go to output.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So this is the second usage of getch. Okay. First usage of getch, what we have seen, when we are giving the input, at that time input is hidden. It did not show us like scanf when we are typing. But when you are printing, you can able to print. So that is one use of getch. You can say that it is kind of replacement of scanf, what we have seen last day. And this is the another frequently two way we can use getch. This getch will make you present your output screen instantly. Okay, and it will hold the screen for some time until and unless you are pressing a key. See, we are giving getch, so we are compiling the program. See it, we are running the program. Now after running, immediately we are going to the output screen. It will stay for some time. Some time means how long? Until and unless we are pressing some key in this. We are pressing some key from the keyboard. See, I am pressing some key. Which key I need to press? Any key you can press. Getch will wait for a key to be pressed. So it will again take you back to the input screen from where you have executed. Okay, so it will make your output come automatically, and it will wait for a key pressing to go back to the previous one. And another use we have seen, almost kind of scanf, which is used for password typing. Like you are giving password in front of others, so you don't expect others to see your output, what you have typed. So for the privacy purpose, that can be used. But mostly getch will be used in this way. So when we are doing from the beginning, you must know where is the output, because otherwise will not be introduced. You will not be introduced with the options present here. So you need to go to Windows and you need to go to output to get the output. That is one way out. This is second way out. Now we'll see some variations of this. Okay, before I go for the variation, can any one of you tell me the output? I will just write something. I will just change it. I will just change it to this. Can you tell me the output? What will be the output of this program? Okay, tell me how many I values will be there?
Ma'am, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6.
And 6 outputs.
6 outputs.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. It is can we call this as 6 outputs? We will be getting more outputs, no? 6 rows we will be getting. Row
Yes,
means what? Horizontal things are called rows. In a table, horizontal part of the row is called row, table is called row, and vertical part of the table.
And there are total 12 outputs.
Okay, very good. That's what I was asking. So total 12 output we will be generating, where 6 rows, those who told 6 also correct, 6 rows will be coming, and every row, for every row, how many columns will be generated? 2 columns. For j equals to 0, 1 column, for j equals to 1, 1 column. I'm just writing one iteration, that is I, for I equals to 0, control will enter inside, and for that j will be equals to 0 once, then j will be equals to 1. When j will become 2, 2 is not less than 2, so j will be terminated and control will go back to I. Okay, so it is better to write like that. It is very important for us to know how to trace the output. In your exam, it will be asked how to trace. As I cannot show you face to face, so I'm writing on the screen only, no other way out. See here, I equals to 0, you must be writing this. This is your iteration number 1. This is your iteration number 1. In iteration 1, you may have one doubt that what is iteration number 1? Whether this is one iteration, this is one iteration. This is also kind of iteration, but you can consider for I equals to 0 as only one iteration. In second iteration, iteration number 2, you need to write like that. You need to write like that. I equals to I equals to I equals to 1. You can go to next line and you can write with little gap. You can write j equals to 0 and j equals to 1. Okay, that is the way how we write the iteration. Okay, this is iteration number 1. This is the I value. This is the I value, and what you can do is you can just start writing j after I. So it looks like that in front of us. See, I is for I0, j are having 2 values. Now for I equals to 1, j are having two values. So similarly, your iteration number 3, you must be writing here I equals to 2, j equals to 0 and 1. Okay, this is called tracing of the program. Tracing means every iteration, whatever I and j value, that must be there, because you need to do you will be asked to do very tough program, tough kind of printing by using for loop. Okay, like star series. I will give you some a link, or I will show you what all you can do by using this. So let us have a glance of this, how we can do. See here, in this, see how can we, what kind of problems we'll get from for loop, will be asked to do using for loop. So see here, this is some way of printing stars. Okay, this is another way of printing stars. This is another way of printing stars. This is another way of printing stars. Can you see how the stars got printed? These are the most frequently asked questions in interview. Okay, so you will be practicing such things. You will be practicing such things in your home, and you can get so many things from this. See, I'm giving you the link where you will be getting this. Okay, there are many other sites. As I told you, we should not be sticking to books. Okay, and we don't have that much time that we can discuss each and everything here. So I will be giving you these links. 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Let me first discuss that. My screen, can you see the screen? No, I think no. I think I stopped sharing. 1 second. Okay, so these kind of programs which we were showing. So this kind of programs are frequently asked. So you must practice these kind of programs, doing this kind of programs. But if we tell just like that, it will not work out. We must need to do 1 or 2 to understand it clearly. Okay. By the way, one more thing you should be getting introduced. That is, let me remove this. Let me remove this and let me keep it as it is. And let me off those lines. I think in first day I told you, you are deactivating those lines. Did you understood what we did? we have deactivated those lines. What we pressed for that? Slash and star. Slash and star. Can you all see the effect of slash star?
Yes.
Now, if I give here another slash and star, what will happen, you know? Last, I have written some lines. Why I have written those lines? Because I don't want to type in front of you because it will take time. I just want to keep it present in the program, but I don't want to execute this. So what I did, I have given the command and comment, and I have closed this part. How I have closed? So this part also I have closed in this way. I have given slash star in the beginning from where I want to deactivate, and I have given star slash up to which I want to deactivate. So it can help you to deactivate multiple lines of your program. That will not be compiled. So now what we did, see, I have written something else, all those things which I don't want to remove, because again removal means this side for loop will go this side, that side. I just want to keep it, I want to retain this, but I want it to be present in the program but not to be executed. So I have given a command and I have deactivated. So if only one line I want to deactivate, I can give double slash. But if I want to do multiple line, multiple times, I have to give double slash. That also I can do. But for commenting for multiple lines, the best way out is giving star slash and end it with star, slash star and end it with star slash. Did you understood what happened here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so those lines are deactivated. Now I am going to introduce one more for loop. How this for loop is? See, we have, can you first tell me the output of this for loop? Can you first tell me the output of this for loop? I am not writing star. This line I am deactivating, because what we have done, let us make use of that. What we have done previously, we have printed the value of ij. I told you here Control C, Control V does not work. You need to go to edit, and you need to go to edit again. You need to click on the test. In this case, if you are using this terminal, can you tell me the output?
It will only print spaces.
It will only print spaces. How? We are printing, no, I and j?
I mean tab.
No, but we are printing I and j values, na?
Ma'am, it
Is 10 10 21 21 32 32 and 4343.
1 0
10 10 21 21.
See one more thing. Here we have not given any specific value for j. What we have used here? We have used the terminating condition of j as I. What is the significance of that? Can you tell me? Let us trace quickly. Can any one of you tell me? Let us trace quickly. We are taking I first value blindly. Let us trace iteration number 1. You can take 1 also, you can take 0 also, not a problem. You have to just adjust the j loop accordingly. So I equals to 1. With I equals to 1, we will enter inside. Okay. So if we enter inside, what is the value of j here?
0.
J equals to 0. So first time 1 0 will be printed. Is it clear for all of us?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now j, we are not outside this, we are inside this, because j loop is active. So j will be equals to 1, but is 1 lesser than 1? I value is what? 1. So this I is 1 now. J is what? J is also 1. So j loop will be terminating. Is it understandable?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All of you, did you all understood? J loop will be terminating. So it has executed in first iteration only I equals to 1 and j equals to 0. one more thing, one more different thing you see. See, your whole star printing is based on this concept. Okay. Now, we have closed this. But after that, we were supposed to go for next value of I. But before that, control will come to this line. The MMM I have typed. Control will pass through this line. And then it will go because this is inside this for loop. This is inside this for loop. Yes or no? This one line is inside second for loop. Okay. Now inside first for loop, what we have? We have a for loop. Inside that we have a printf statement, and we have one more statement that is for giving blank. Is it clear or not? Is it clear or not? I'm not giving blank here. Is this clear or not? Yes or no?
ম্যাম যে লাস্ট প্রিন্টএফ স্টেটমেন্টটা আছে একটু বলবেন ব্ল্যাঙ্ক দেওয়ার জন্য /n দিয়ে।
Okay. From this, what output we got first time? 1 0. Clear?
Yes ma'am.
If I don't have this, what would have happened? We would have gone to, this loop is terminated, 1 0 got printed. Now I value will be incremented. I will be incremented to 1. Okay. Will enter inside. I value, you neglect that one first. You neglect this print as of now. So in your second iteration, what is happening? I equals to 1.
Printed one line.
It would have printed in the single line. Yes, if you understood, well and good, but you first understand the work function, then I will introduce the this thing. So you will be going for next increment of I value. I is equals to 1. What will be the j value? What will be the j value? Same. J will be equals to 0 first. Again, j will start from the beginning. Is it clear that for every value of I, j is starting from the beginning? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
J will be 0. Now, j will be incremented to 1. Now, sorry. One thing. This was 1. So, this time I will be incremented to 2. Is it clear? I wrote, I assumed it is 1, so I was 0, so I wrote 2, wrote 1. First time we have taken I equals to 1, so second time I will be equals to 2. But j will start with 0 only. Now j will become 1. I is 2 now, so j less than I when you are checking. J is now how much? 1. I is what? I is 2. So j remains lesser than I. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear? So what when it was j is 0, what output we have got? We have got the output 2 0. Now I remains same. J will be incremented to, see here I am writing, j will be incremented to 1. But at that time I remains same, so I am not writing once again. I is 2 only. So j is 1. 1 is less than 2. 1 is less than 2. So again ij will be printed. So j is 1. So what will be the next output? 2 1. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Is it clear for everyone? 2 1. Okay. Now where it is getting printed? Where it is getting printed? In the same line. Is it clear? It is getting printed in the same line. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
have not given any backslash. Now just move back. One output got printed, then we have given a backslash n. Where we have given a backslash n, control will enter outside the loop. You see the sequential execution. When it is outside the loop, it will not go here. Where it will go? It is here now. Control was here. 1 0 got printed. Control is here. Now control will come here. What is there? Backslash n. So compiler will understand that next out, before it goes for performing the next work, it has to come to next line. Is this much understandable?
Yes, ma'am.
It has to go to
Yes, ma'am.
next line. So it has come to next line. It has not done anything. Then see, it should not be closed. When it will be closed? When whole for loop will be executed. Is it done? Is one I for loop over? No. So it will go to I loop again. So this thing will be done. I equals to 2 and j equals to 0. So I became 2 now. J will again start from 0, but this time two values of j will be there because I is increased and we are comparing j with I. So 2 0, 2 0 and 2 1 will be printed in the same line. Is this clear? You tell me. Whole concept is based on that.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear, ma'am.
Clear, completely
Yes,
clear
ma'am.
for everyone. Now, j loop is over. 1 less than 2. J will become 2. 2 is not less than 2. It will come out of this loop. It is here. Now it will go to this line. In this line, again one new line is there. It will go to next line. Then whether I is executed, if I is done, it will go to the out of the for loop. But yes, I is not done. I will become 3 now. Next iteration, I will become 3. So for that, what will be the j value? J value, you can easily understand that j value obviously will be 0 first. Then j value will be equals to 1. Then j value will be equals to 2. Why? Because I is 3. So when j will remain 2, 2 is less than 3. I is constant. For this iteration, third iteration, I is constant when j is executing, which is a constant value 3. So, but j is now incrementing till 2. So, what value will be getting displayed? I3 with j0, I3 with j1 and I3 with j2. J will become 3. I is 3, 3 is not less than 3. So J loop will be terminating. Again control will come to this line. It means it will go to the next line. Is this completely understandable?
Yes, ma'am.
It is
Yes.
the base, my dear
Yes,
children. Please tell me yes or no. Yes. I value will become 4. I'm not writing now. Lot of time is going, but I will be happy if it is 100% clear for all of you. I will be 4. So J, as of now, you have understood that. See, for column, you see the first column 1, 2, 3, 4, which is your I value. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for that, J value will be printed. So first J value is 0. I will remain same. So second J value will be printed. I will remain same. Third J value will be printed. Third J value will be printed and I will remain same. Fourth J value will be printed. Now, can you understand that when I is 1, only 1 J value, I is 2, 2 J value, I is 3, 3 J value, I is 4, 4 J values. That's how we have adjusted the loop. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I will become 5 at that time. I less than equals to 5. So loop will be terminating. So this is what we are going to get as output. Now, I am not going to print I and J here. I am not going to print I and J. I can print, not a problem. But what I want, by using this concept, can you see that there is a shape font? There is a shape font.
Yes.
First line, one thing, second line, 2, line 3, 3, line 4, 4 printing is happening. Now, in place of values, if I give some character, so that character, I want to make use of number of times printing characteristics here. First line, 1 printing, second line, 2 printing, third line, 3 printing, and fourth line, 4 times printing. Can you all understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes. So if you want to execute this program, I don't know, there will be many errors because many things we have written. Wait. All of you, if you have any doubt, you tell me, because I cannot write once again. Means I can write in the next day, but not today. Is this much understandable for all of you? This output?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. All of you, please. Any doubt, please tell me. So I'm removing carefully, otherwise there will be a lot of error in the program if I keep something here. Okay. See, I have not closed the main void main bracket. So I'm closing void main bracket. Closing this bracket. So let us save it. Okay. And we'll check whether we have any error or not. As of now, no error. So we are running the program. Okay. See, if you see the output, you can understand I equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, where I equals to 0, J0, I equals to 2, J0, 0, and I equals to 2. See, is it giving any confusion?
No, ma'am.
I remained same, J increased. So I3, J0, I3, J1, I3, J2. Similarly, I constant 4 and J 1, 2, 3. J is 0, 1, 2, 3. So now if I remove this line and if I just activate this, let us check what output we get. So you can give get ch to get the output at a stretch. See the output, how it is coming. Whether we are able to convert these values by star. First line 1, second line 2, third line 3, and fourth line 4. Is it clear?
Clear.
Yes, ma'am.
First line, only one coordinate we were printing. In that coordinate, now star is there. In second, 2 values we got printed. Now it is star. Okay, if you want, you can see this, but it is difficult. It will be difficult for us to understand, but still you can take a try to go for this. I'm activating both the lines and you see how it is happening. See here, 1 star. It is one way useful if you have understood very deeply. I and J, I equals to 0 and J equals to 0, 1 star got printed. I equals to 2 and J equals to 0 is responsible for first star in the second line. Remember, after printing first iteration, we have given a new line. Because of that, we have gone to next line and we have got 1 star printed. Now, how many values of J it has got executed? 2 values. So for J equals to 0 and J equals to 1, 2 star got printed. Here I is responsible for holding the line, holding the same line, where J is responsible for column expansion, whereas I is responsible for holding the rows. So because I has hold the second row and J has incremented up to 2 values. So for first value 1 star got printed and for second value 2 star got printed. We have given an in new line, gone to third line. I equals to 3 remains same to hold the same row, whereas J3 values 0, 1, 2 is, see here, because of I0, 1, J0, 1 star, because of J1, 1 star, because of J2, third star got printed. Is it understandable, my children? Similarly for the fourth row.
Understandable.
All of you see. So now you are feeling comfortable with nested for loop little bit? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So one we did with value and one we did with star. So similarly, if you change the it is a very you need to think in depth to change it according to the printf required from the required by our examiner or required by our interviewer. Okay, see, now onwards, one just thing I want to tell you. You be careful about your accent and about your speaking power, because all of us, any hand is raised? Who raised the hand? Any doubt? Any doubt you have? Pritam? Yes?
No, ma'am. No doubt.
Yes.
My phone screen is
Okay,
damaged.
okay. No problem. No problem.
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Don't say so. Okay. So, from now itself, what is your work? One small homework I'm giving you. First of all, you should practice this with different types of star printing. Second thing, what you will do is every day some 5 lines, just like that, how you will talk to the interviewer. You should practice in front of mirror. You should sit straight. I'm not telling you to change the dress, because that is not possible, I know. Stand in front of the mirror. Many of us would have played when we were in childhood. In childhood, what I used to do, my parents used to go for job. I used to wear a sari and I used to read some news. Simply just a fun. I used to dress up nicely because I was a small child. But you know, what I am telling you to do is, you are also a small child. What I am telling you to do is, sit in front of mirror, see the mirror. Imagine there is someone sitting in front of you who is going to give you a job. Okay, and you are speaking with that person. Okay, you are seeking for job and you are speaking with the person. You speak at least 5 lines in English fluently. You imagine they are asking you some question and you are answering. Question you only imagine, but you answer. You see, the moment you are answering, how you are behaving. How is your behavior? Okay, like you should have eye contact with the person who is sitting in front of you. Okay, and you are speaking in such a way that you are not showing any audacity, you are not showing any rudeness, and you are not so polite also, you are not so down to earth also, that sir, that attitude also is not there. You should have express in your eyes, with your eyes, a pleasant personality, which makes them realize that you know the things, and you are polite also, you are confident also, you are sincere also. If you have been given an opportunity to their company, you will be doing justice with them. Okay, such an impression you please create, because you know, nowadays it is one age where people always during interview as a fresher may not justify your knowledge. They can check your confidence and how you can make yourself ready when you have been given an appointment for their company. Okay, so suppose you don't know one answer. I'm telling for future, the day you are facing interview, you don't know one answer. You should not break your head, or you should not show some eye expression as if something big has happened and you are very helpless. No, you should tell, sir, I know that concept, but I could not able to brush up this concept, so as of now I am not able to answer. I'm extremely sorry for that. You should understand, you should learn how to tackle a question. It is obviously expected that we will not be able to answer all the questions in interview, but you need to know you should have capacity to handle the question which you have not answered. Okay, that is one art. You should make them realize that if you would have known that, you would have brushed up the concept, because see, whatever we know, I have not prepared today. If you ask, I may not be able to answer. That happens. It does not mean that I don't know. Okay, you should have the capacity to convince that. Your small home task is, you practice how you will talk and convince them if you don't know the answer of. Did you understood what I told? You check your eye expression. That should make someone believe that, yes, obviously you know that, but today, because of you have not brushed up the concept, you could not able to answer. Your eyes should make them believe that. You practice keeping eyes like that, because you know, your that moment expression most of the time will spoil our job opportunity. Okay, at the last, out of 10, if you can answer 5, you can tell them, sir, today I'm sorry for not answering some questions, but if the opportunity is given, I will do justice with your company. I will try my level best to justice for your company. That shows that you are a sincere, and if responsibility is given, you will be able to handle that. Okay, and communication also. If we cannot speak in English, we will not be having that confidence 100%. And many of us have studied from Bengali medium. I have also studied from Bengali medium. So we'll not be having that confidence while talking, because we'll be conscious about construction of language. We will be conscious about that. Okay, so that consciousness should not come. You should be free when you are talking. Okay. Thank you so much for listening. Okay.